What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. We've got a great video for you guys today, 20 tips for new drivers. Before we jump into this video, I wanted to tell you guys about our sponsor, Solo. Solo is an amazing app, probably the best app for rideshare drivers. It gets you guaranteed earnings and it is packed full of features. It is pretty much a rideshare guidebook guru and everything just in the palm of your hand. And along with the guaranteed earnings, like I said, there's a lot of other features like tracking that you should check out that are gonna really help you on your journey. You can get $15 just for signing up using our link below. Alrighty, let's just jump right into it. The number one tip I have for new drivers is don't drive aimlessly around. The worst thing you can do, and I did this a lot when I was new, is I would just drive until I got a ride. I ended up wasting so much gas. What I'll tell you that I know now is you should only drive and not just wait for a ride if you're in an area where you think you probably won't get any rides. If you give a ride way out somewhere in some like farmland, like you probably need to drive closer to a major city or a major neighborhood or somewhere where you're more likely to get a ride. Number two is get a dash cam. For your own sense of security, get a dash cam. It's going to prevent people from doing stupid stuff, but then just in case something ever happens, and it more than likely won't, you know you're protected. Number three, this one's kind of a joke, but carry a tire iron. I have always had a tire iron underneath my seat. My next tip is drive weekends to start. Weekdays can be a little tricky to figure out for newer drivers. Weekends are a lot busier and it's just going to get you some good experience under your belt quicker. Number five is do market research. Just do some simple Google searching on your area and I guarantee you there's drivers who have made blogs or videos with some tips on when and where you should drive in your city. My next tip is have a side hustle. I always encourage people that rather than just driving Uber and Lyft, use it as a tool to get you somewhere in your career or a career you want to start. If any of you know my story, I used Uber and Lyft to help me start a business. A long time ago, I was really involved in acting and I used it to make sure I made all my auditions and didn't have to, request time off to go audition for a job I might not get. It was a life changer for me in that sense, but I never looked at it as a career. I looked at it as a catalyst. My next tip is take a lot of breaks. Get up and stretch your legs. There's actually Uber drivers who've gotten blood clots in their knees because they drove so long for years and years and years and they didn't stretch enough or work out. And that's another tip I'll throw in there as a bonus. Get your health right. Get in the gym. Go on walks at the very least. You need to get your body moving because if you're going to be in this vehicle this long, you just want to make sure your health's good. And it's not good to just be sitting all day, every day. My next tip is pack your lunch. When I first started, I spent so much money eating out and I kind of loved it. It was like my little treat getting to stop and grab meals. The problem was I drove so much, I was eating fast food 3 times a day. Horrible, horrible, horrible for my diet. Sometimes it was just for my health, sorry. Sometimes it was gas station hot dogs. How disgusting. Don't do that. The main reason though is it will be cheaper to pack your lunches. Now I think it's good to have something to look forward to. So maybe once a day or only a couple times a week you allow yourself to eat out, but don't do it multiple times every day. It's bad for your health. And the main thing is it's an expensive habit. My next tip is get a gas station membership. There's a lot of gas perks you can take advantage of with Uber and Lyft, but get a membership at a gas station that you're going to use often because those rewards will stack up. A lot of local grocery stores are a great option for using this too if they have a gas station they're partnered with. On that note, our next tip is using the app Get Upside. Get Upside is going to show you gas stations that offer a discount at X amount of cents per gallon off if you go get gas there. An absolute game changer of an app. There's a link in the description below. My next tip is what I talked about in the beginning, Solo. Solo is changing the game for rideshare drivers everywhere. This is the number one thing from this list that you should do as a new driver just to ensure that you make more money. Our next on the list is Play Octopus. Play Octopus is a tablet that this company will send you. You strap it to the back of your headrest. It allows your passenger to play games. They have a chance to win gift cards and other prizes for playing the games, and you make more money every time they play the games. It's also just a great service to offer. It's free to sign up. You might as well take the free tablet, right? My next tip is don't do favors for people. You might be new and you're a young 23, 24-year-old guy, and it's Friday night and you pick up 7 beautiful women and they're, hey, we couldn't afford XL. Do you care if we all pile in? And you're like, oh crap, what do I do? Probably tempted to say yes because you're a 24-year-old man. Say no. It's not worth it. It's illegal. And ultimately, they're cheapskates that aren't going to tip you. Say no. And in any scenario where someone's asking you to do something that you probably shouldn't do or Uber and Lyft doesn't want you to do, say no. Trust your gut. If it feels sketchy, don't do it. My next tip is don't be timid. As a newer driver, this might be a weird experience for you. Maybe you don't consider yourself a social butterfly by any means, but don't be timid. Just let go, do a meditation before you drive, and just be chill. It's great. If someone doesn't want to talk, no sweat. Guess what? You'll drop them off. You'll probably never see them again. So you don't need to psychoanalyze every ride and if what you said was cool or if they're going to tip or not. Guess what? If you screw up, you got zillions more rides to give. So don't be timid. Be a little ballsy. Ask some questions about their life. Try and strike up conversation. At the very least, you're going to get past that awkward stage and develop some great social skills. My next tip is track everything. Track every expense. I didn't do this when I started, and it bit me in the butt really, really badly. Track every expense. Anything you buy for your car. Anything. Just write it down or ideally put it into an app that's made for tracking expenses. Solo's a great option. My next tip is have your backstory. Now, what I mean by this is, why are you driving Uber and Lyft? People are going to ask you what you do, why you do it, how long you've been doing this. So have your story ready so that you're not so awkward when they ask it, and you can give them more than, oh, I don't know, I thought it'd be fun to check out. Have an interesting story to tell. As human beings, we're naturally drawn to good storytellers, so learn how to be a good storyteller and incorporate that in with your own life. My next tip on that line is don't talk about you as much if you don't have to. There's nothing more annoying than getting picked up by a driver who just sits and talks about himself the whole ride without taking a breath. Ask questions. People want to talk about themselves naturally. You don't have to be weird about it, but it's very simple. It starts with, hey, how's your day going? And you can pretty much gauge from there if they actually want to talk or not. Alrighty. My next tip is just drive safe. Speeding is not worth it. Drifting around highway exits is not worth it. People won't tip you. They will give you bad ratings. Just drive safe. After that, don't just sit where you think it'll be busy. I did this early on. I would go park in a busy downtown area. What I didn't know is it was the wrong time to park in a busy downtown area. This is where our earlier tip of doing some market research will help you. Generally, if I give a ride, I'm going to park there until I get another ride. But if it's a downtown area at 2 p.m. on a weekday, you might not get a ride there for another hour. And if you do, it could be someone going like a mile away. So knowing your area is going to be good because then you'll know where you should and should not sit. And our final tip for new drivers is maintenance regularly. Once that oil change light goes on, do everything you can to get it changed as quickly as possible. This vehicle should be your baby and you should treat it with pristine care, because the quicker this goes out, the quicker you're in a dicey situation. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out Solo, linked in the description below, so you can start getting those guaranteed earnings. And I hope you guys crush it out there, and I will talk to you all soon.